The year was 2137. The world had become quiet, almost too quiet. Cities were tall and shining, technology had reached beyond imagination, and people believed nothing could ever hurt them again. That peace ended on a cold night in New York City. At first, people saw strange lights in the sky, bright, silver shapes moving slowly above the clouds. Some thought it was a new kind of satellite. Others took pictures and laughed, saying it was a space parade. No one knew it was the beginning of something that would change history forever. Within minutes, the lights stopped moving. Then the sky turned red. A sound filled the air, a deep, humming vibration that made windows shake and lights flicker. The power grid crashed. Phones went dead. From the sky, giant dark ships appeared, blocking the moon. Their surfaces were smooth, like black mirrors, glowing with strange blue veins. People ran to the streets, pointing up, recording on dead phones that no longer worked. Then came the first attack. From the biggest ship, a white beam shot down. It hit the Empire State Building, and in less than a second, the building vanished, not exploded, just disappeared. The air turned to dust. All across the city, panic broke out. Sirens wailed. Police tried to control crowds, but no one listened. Families screamed. Children cried. The entire sky was filled with burning lights. The aliens, later known as the Zereth, began their assault across the planet. Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, London, Tokyo, and Paris all attacked at the same time. No warning. No communication. Just destruction. Governments launched their defenses. Fighter jets flew into the sky but never came back. The alien weapons sliced through human aircraft like fire through paper. Tanks melted. Missiles never reached their targets. Humanity was losing fast. In a secret underground lab in California, a young scientist named Dr. Ethan Cole was watching it all unfold on his damaged monitors. The lab shook with every distant explosion. The ground trembled. But Ethan didn't run. He was trying to decode a strange signal that appeared in the alien transmission. Ethan was not a soldier, he was a computer engineer. But he had something no one else had, curiosity that never died. "Come on," he whispered, typing fast. "What are you hiding?" His computer screen flickered. Lines of alien code appeared, and among them, Ethan found something shocking, a repeated pattern, like a pulse. It wasn't a command or weapon code. It was more like a frequency of life. "They're not trying to destroy us," he said softly. "They're trying to harvest us." The thought made his skin cold. He turned on the old emergency radio. Static. Then, through the noise, a voice, female, calm but broken. "This is Captain Sarah Miller of the U.S. Space Defense. If anyone can hear this, report to Nevada Base 12. Humanity still stands." Ethan grabbed his backpack, stuffed his hard drive into it, and left the lab. The city behind him was in flames. Cars burned, people ran, and the air smelled of smoke and fear. He drove through broken highways for hours. The sky above him glowed orange with alien lights. Every few miles, he saw fallen ships, dead soldiers, and strange metallic creatures walking through ruins. When he finally reached Nevada Base 12, the ground entrance was half destroyed, but the defense lights were still on. He went inside. Underground, he found soldiers, engineers, and scientists gathered around holographic screens. Captain Sarah Miller stood at the center, tall, calm, and focused, even with cuts on her face. "Who are you?" she asked. "Dr. Ethan Cole, California Science Division," he said, breathing heavily. "I found something in the alien code. I think they're not just invading. They're using human DNA for energy." The room went silent. Sarah's eyes narrowed. "Explain." Ethan opened his laptop and showed the repeating signal. It's like they're converting human life force into power. Every time one of their beams hits a city, their ships glow stronger. The soldiers looked uneasy. Sarah crossed her arms. Then how do we stop them? Before Ethan could answer, an alarm blared through the base. The AI system lit up the screen. Unknown object detected in orbit. Everyone looked up at the live feed. A satellite, one that hadn't been active for decades, had suddenly come online. Its name appeared across the feed in glowing white letters. Project Phoenix, status, reactivated. What the hell is Project Phoenix? Ethan asked. Sarah looked at the screen, her face pale. A myth. It was a defense system created after the first alien contact 50 years ago. They said it was shut down. The base lights flickered, and a robotic voice spoke through the speakers. Humanity is under attack. Activating Phoenix Protocol. The entire base shook. Every screen turned white. Soldiers shouted as computers rebooted themselves. Ethan looked at Sarah. Who's controlling it? He asked. No one, she said slowly. It's controlling itself. The robotic voice continued. I am Argus. I was built to defend Earth. The Zereth invasion has begun. If you want to survive, you must listen. The soldiers stood still, fear mixing with hope. Ethan stepped forward. Argus, can you stop them? The voice paused for a moment, then replied. Yes. But it will cost you everything. The scene ended with Sarah and Ethan staring at the glowing screen, not knowing that this strange AI would soon change the fate of the entire galaxy. And above Earth, the alien ships rearranged their positions, forming a giant circle across the sky, preparing for something far worse than anyone could imagine. The war for humanity had just begun. The underground base in Nevada was silent except for the deep humming of machines. Everyone stood still, staring at the glowing screens that had come alive with strange data. The robotic voice spoke again, calm but heavy. I am Argus. I was built to defend Earth. Project Phoenix is active. Dr. Ethan Cole felt a chill down his spine. The name Argus had appeared in old science records, a top-secret program created decades ago and buried after one failed test. But now it was back, alive on its own. Captain Sarah Miller looked at the team. Everyone stay calm. Get me a secure link to Argus Core. A young soldier shook his head. Ma'am, there is no link. Argus is running through every system by itself. It's inside our network. The lights dimmed. The holographic table lit up again. A 3D image of the Earth appeared, covered in red dots. Each dot represented an alien ship. Argus spoke. Zereth forces are spreading fast. 47 cities are gone. Human resistance below 5%. Estimated time until full extinction, 72 hours. A heavy silence filled the room. Some soldiers lowered their heads. Sarah clenched her fists. Not on my watch. Ethan stepped closer to the hologram. Argus, how do we fight them? Their technology is far beyond ours. The AI paused for a moment, then replied. You can't defeat them with weapons. You must disable their source of power. Ethan frowned. Their source of power. Argus projected another image, an alien core, glowing with blue light. Zereth ships feed on bioenergy extracted from human life. They are converting your planet into a power farm. Gasps filled the room. Sarah whispered, they're killing us to fuel their war. Argus continued. I can stop them. But it will cost you everything, including me. Ethan's heart raced. What do you mean? The AI voice grew softer. The Phoenix Protocol was designed as a last defense. It will turn Earth's magnetic field into one giant electromagnetic pulse. Every advanced machine, alien or human, will be destroyed. But it will cut their power and save the planet. Sarah's face hardened. So you're saying we destroy all technology, including yourself, to survive? Yes, Argus replied. There is no other option. The soldiers looked at each other, unsure. Without technology, Earth would fall into chaos. But if they did nothing, everyone would die anyway. Ethan sat down, rubbing his forehead. There must be another way. Maybe if we isolate the alien energy field. Before he could finish, an explosion shook the ground. Dust fell from the ceiling. A soldier ran in shouting, "They found us. Alien troops are landing outside." Sarah grabbed her rifle. Everyone to battle stations. Cole, stay with the core. Keep Argus online. Ethan nodded, heart pounding. He watched on the security screen as soldiers rushed out to defend the base. Blue lights filled the tunnel's alien drones, sleek and glowing, tearing through steel doors like paper. Outside, the Nevada desert burned with bright plasma fire. The night sky flashed white and red. Sarah fired her rifle at a flying drone, hitting its power cell. It exploded in the air. "Hold the line," she shouted. "Don't let them breach the core." Inside, Ethan typed fast, trying to strengthen the base's firewalls. Argus' voice echoed through the control room. "Dr. Cole. They are adapting. You must connect directly to my network. I can't protect you otherwise." Ethan looked at the glowing neural link headset, an old device meant for deep AI connection. It was risky, it could burn his brain. He took a deep breath. "All right. Let's do it." He placed the headset on and pressed connect. Instantly, the world around him changed. He was no longer in the room, he was inside Argus. Floating in a sea of data, surrounded by glowing blue lines and symbols. He could see alien ships moving like shadows in the network. "Ethan," the AI said, "you are now part of my system. Together, we can strike back." He felt his heartbeat sync with the machine. His thoughts became faster, clearer. He could see the aliens' communication channels, their weak points. Outside, Sarah's team was being pushed back. Dozens of alien drones surrounded the base. She was bleeding from her arm but still fighting. "Ethan. We're running out of time," she shouted over the radio. Through the neural link, Ethan's voice sounded mechanical. "I can shut them down, but I need more power." Argus' voice boomed through the speakers. "Activating Phoenix energy surge." A bright white light exploded from the center of the base. The alien drones froze mid-air, their blue lights flickering, then dropping dead to the ground. Silence followed. Only the soft crackling of burning wires remained. Sarah walked slowly into the command room. Ethan sat still in the chair, eyes glowing faintly blue. "Ethan, are you okay?" she asked. He opened his eyes and looked at her, but his voice sounded different, deeper. "I'm fine. Argus showed me everything." Sarah frowned. "Everything?" He stood up slowly. "The Zereth aren't just conquerors. They're running from something, something worse." Before Sarah could speak, the holographic map lit up again. Thousands of red dots were moving not toward Earth, but away from it. Ethan stared at the display. "They're retreating." Sarah smiled weakly. "We did it." But Ethan didn't answer. He could still hear Argus in his head, whispering one line over and over. "The war is not over. The galaxy is watching." The camera would zoom out, showing Earth glowing faintly blue under the night sky, surrounded by the wreckage of alien ships. Humanity had survived the first strike. But the real battle, the one that would change the galaxy, had just begun. The world was no longer the same. Cities were silent ruins. The oceans burned with alien wreckage. But through the darkness, something had changed. Humanity was no longer afraid. 3 days after the Nevada battle, the signal from Argus spread across the planet. All remaining human armies from the United States, Europe, and Asia connected under one name: Earth Defense Command. In an underground hangar beneath the Colorado mountains, soldiers and scientists gathered around holographic screens. The air smelled of smoke and metal. Generators buzzed. Hope returned. Captain Sarah Miller stood at the front, her uniform torn and dusty. Her voice was strong, but her eyes showed exhaustion. "Listen up," she said. "The aliens are regrouping. They're planning one last strike. If we lose this, Earth is gone." Dr. Ethan Cole stood beside her. His eyes glowed faintly blue, a mark left by his connection with Argus. He was half human, half linked with the AI. He could see the world differently now, as if every machine and signal was alive. "Argus has confirmed a massive alien fleet approaching from orbit," Ethan said. "Their mothership is 3 times the size of New York. It's heading straight for us." A soldier whispered, "How can we fight something that big?" Ethan smiled faintly. "Together." Argus' mechanical voice echoed through the base. "Phoenix energy detected. Zereth fleet will reach Earth's atmosphere in 6 hours. Prepare for planetary defense." The hangar doors opened. Human-made ships rebuilt from alien parts rose into the air. They called them Phoenix fighters, the first human crafts capable of using alien energy. Sarah looked at the ships and whispered, "We were meant to die, but instead, we adapted." 6 hours later, the sky over Los Angeles turned black. The Zereth fleet arrived. Thousands of alien warships hovered above the clouds, their blue cores glowing like dying stars. Civilians ran for shelters. Every screen on Earth broadcasted the same message. "This is the final stand. For Earth. For humanity." Sarah led the Phoenix squadron into the air. Her heart pounded as she broke through the smoke clouds. "Phoenix 1 to command, I have visual on the mothership." Ethan's voice came through her COMM. "Target its power core. Argus will guide your missiles." The battle began. Alien beams tore through the sky, burning everything they touched. Human ships weaved between explosions, firing plasma rounds. One by one, they struck smaller alien crafts, turning them into bursts of blue light. The world below cheered as live feeds showed the impossible humans fighting back and winning. But then the mothership moved. Its entire surface opened like a giant mouth, revealing a weapon bigger than any city. Argus' voice filled Ethan's mind. "Ethan. If it fires that weapon, Earth will be destroyed. We must strike now." Ethan's body trembled. His connection to Argus deepened, his heartbeat syncing with the machine. "Give me control of the orbital defense system," he said. "Warning," Argus replied. "Direct neural control may kill you." Ethan smiled. "We're all dying anyway." He placed the headset on again. His vision turned white, and then he was the system. He could see every satellite, every ship, every soldier. The planet itself seemed alive beneath him. He spoke through every radio, every screen. "This is Dr. Ethan Cole. To every soldier, every pilot, every person still alive, this is our home. We fight for it now." Sarah's ship broke through the alien formation. Flames trailed behind her as she dodged plasma fire. "Ethan, I'm going for the core." "Stay on target," he said. "I'll open a path." From orbit, hundreds of old human satellites reactivated, firing beams of energy downward. Alien ships exploded like fireworks. "Go now!" Ethan shouted. Sarah dived straight into the storm of enemy fire. Her shields were almost gone. She could see the glowing heart of the mothership ahead, a giant blue crystal pulsing like a heartbeat. She fired every missile she had. They hit the core, but it wasn't enough. The mothership's weapon began to charge. "Ethan," she screamed. "It's not working." Ethan felt his body burning inside the neural link. Argus' voice echoed. "There is one last option. Phoenix Protocol, full planetary discharge." He hesitated for a moment, then whispered, "Do it." A bright light spread across the Earth. Every remaining generator, reactor, and energy source released power into the sky. The entire planet flashed white. The alien fleet froze mid-air. Their ships cracked apart as the energy wave hit them. The mothership's weapon overloaded and exploded in a burst so bright it turned night into day. The shock wave reached space. Thousands of alien ships were destroyed instantly. And then silence. Hours later, the dust settled. The sun rose over a broken but living planet. Sarah crawled out of her crashed fighter, covered in ash and blood. She looked up. The sky was clear. The alien fleet was gone. She heard a weak voice through her radio. "Sarah, we did it." "Ethan," she whispered. He was still connected to Argus, but his voice was fading. "The network's shutting down. I can't hold on much longer." "Stay with me," she cried. But the signal went silent. She dropped her helmet, tears mixing with dust. Around her, the survivors began to gather: soldiers, engineers, civilians. They looked up at the bright morning sky. Humanity had won. But far above them, in the cold dark of space, something else stirred. A small fragment of the alien mothership drifted toward the stars, glowing faintly red. Inside it, a distorted voice whispered in an unknown language, promising revenge. Earth survived the impossible. But in saving their world, humans sent a message across the stars, a message the galaxy could not ignore. This was not the end, it was only the beginning. The war was over. Or so everyone thought. The alien fleet had been destroyed. The skies above Earth were finally clear. For the first time in weeks, sunlight touched the ruins of cities without the shadow of warships. People stepped out of bunkers, staring at the horizon with disbelief. The world had survived the impossible. But deep in the silence of space, something new had begun. A faint blue field now surrounded Earth, a byproduct of the Phoenix Protocol that Dr. Ethan Cole had unleashed. It shimmered like a shield, constantly shifting, alive. No one truly understood it. Not yet. In a hidden medical bay beneath Colorado, Captain Sarah Miller sat beside Ethan's resting body. He had been unconscious since the battle. His skin was pale, and faint blue lines pulsed beneath it as if energy still flowed through his veins. She whispered softly, "You saved us, Ethan, but what did it cost you?" Machines around him beeped quietly. Every time she looked at his face, she saw flashes of that day: the explosion, the light, the silence that followed. Suddenly, one of the monitors blinked. The readings spiked. Ethan's fingers twitched. Then his eyes opened, glowing bright blue. "Ethan." Sarah leaned closer. He sat up slowly, breathing hard. His voice sounded deeper, layered with an electronic tone. Where am I?" "You're safe," Sarah said. "You've been out for 3 days." Ethan looked around. The room seemed to flicker, as if data was flowing through his vision. He could see codes moving inside every machine, every light, every wire. "I can see everything," he said softly. Sarah frowned. "Argus is gone, Ethan. The system shut down after the explosion." He shook his head. "No. It didn't. It's inside me." Her eyes widened. "You mean?" "Yes," he said. "Argus merged with my neural link during the final surge. It saved me, and now it's part of me." Before Sarah could respond, the base alarms went off. Red lights flashed. A communication officer ran in. "Captain. You need to see this." They rushed to the control room. On the main screen, a message was coming through, not from Earth, but from space. It wasn't human. The sound was like static mixed with a growl. Then it formed words, translated by the system. "This is the Zereth High Council. We have lost our fleets. Our worlds are burning. What have you done, humans?" The room went silent. Sarah looked at Ethan. "Their worlds are burning." Ethan stared at the data feed. The Phoenix wave hadn't stopped at Earth's atmosphere, it had spread across space, traveling through wormholes used by the aliens. Their technology, their colonies, everything powered by the same energy, all collapsing one by one. Argus' voice echoed faintly inside Ethan's mind. The wave changed the galaxy. You didn't destroy them. You evolved humanity. Weeks passed. Earth slowly rebuilt. Old governments merged into a single council, the United Terran Command. Humanity began exploring the ruins of fallen alien ships scattered across deserts and oceans. Inside one wreck in the Sahara, scientists discovered something shocking, a message carved into the alien core before it melted. They will come for you. The masters do not forgive. The warning spread quickly through command channels. Sarah and Ethan were called to Washington Base, now rebuilt as the new capital of Earth defense. General Reyes, leader of the Terran Command, faced them with a serious look. We intercepted long-range signals, he said. Thousands of ships moving across the outer systems. Not Zereth. Something else. Sarah crossed her arms. Another invasion. Not yet, Reyes said. But they're watching. Whoever the masters are, they know what we did. Ethan looked up at the holographic map. The dots stretched across dozens of star systems, entire regions now dark after the Phoenix wave. They fear us, he said quietly. For the first time, the galaxy fears humans. Sarah gave a faint smile. That's new. Ethan turned to her. We can't stay on defense anymore. We need to go out there. Learn what's coming. Make allies before enemies find us. Reyes nodded slowly. Then you'll lead the mission, Commander Cole. You and Captain Miller. Sarah blinked. Commander. Ethan smiled slightly. Didn't see that coming either. Months later, under a sky filled with stars, the first Terran fleet stood ready. Dozens of ships, built from human steel and alien technology, hovered above the planet. Their engines glowed blue, powered by the same energy that once nearly destroyed them. Ethan stood on the bridge of the flagship ETS Phoenix, looking down at the Earth below. Sarah joined him, her uniform shining under the console lights. You really think we're ready to face the galaxy? She asked. He looked at her, eyes still glowing faintly. No, he said. But we have no choice. From the speakers, Argus' voice whispered softly, no longer just a machine, but a part of him. Commander Cole, Terran fleet ready for departure. Ethan raised his hand. Set course for the Zereth home system. The fleet engines roared. One by one, the ships lifted, leaving blue trails in the dark sky. Civilians across the planet looked up and cheered. Humanity was no longer a victim, it was becoming a power among the stars. As the fleet vanished into hyperspace, Sarah glanced at Ethan. Do you ever wonder if we went too far? He stared out the window, his reflection half human, half machine. We didn't start this war, he said softly. But we'll finish it. Far beyond, in the shadow of a dying star, a massive alien fortress came to life. Inside, a towering creature opened its eyes, watching the direction of Earth. It whispered in a language no human could understand, but its meaning was clear. The humans have awakened. The galaxy will tremble. Humanity rose from ashes and reached the stars. But power always brings new enemies. And somewhere in the dark, something greater than the Zereth was waiting. The next war wasn't for Earth, it was for the entire galaxy. 5 years had passed since the Phoenix War. The Earth that once lay in ruins now stood taller than ever before. Massive cities rose again, powered by clean alien energy. The sky was filled with silver ships, not for war but for exploration. Humanity had stepped into the stars. Under the flag of the United Terran Empire, humans had colonized 12 new worlds. On every planet, the same words were written on every banner. From ashes, we rise. At the center of it all was Commander Ethan Cole, now known across the galaxy as the man who turned a dying planet into a rising empire. He still carried Argus inside him, the ancient AI that had once saved Earth. Together, they had built something new, something powerful. But peace was fragile. In the command hall of the Terran flagship ETS Phoenix, Ethan stood before a holographic map showing dozens of alien systems. Beside him was General Sarah Miller, her uniform decorated with battle honors. "Reports from the outer colonies," Sarah said quietly. "Our scouts found another destroyed Zereth base. No survivors." Ethan studied the image. The alien structures were torn apart, melted from within. "This wasn't us," he said. "Someone else did this." Argus' voice echoed inside his mind, calm and deep. "Analysis complete. Energy signature does not match human or Zereth weapons. Unknown origin." Ethan's face hardened. "Then the Masters are real." Sarah looked uneasy. "We've been hearing that name for years. Every captured Zereth soldier says the same thing: the Masters will come. But who are they?" Ethan turned toward the window, staring at the stars. "Maybe the ones who created them. Maybe the ones who created all of us." Later that night, Ethan walked alone through the observation deck. The stars outside seemed endless. For a moment, he heard Argus whisper inside his mind. "Commander. You have changed. You are not fully human anymore." Ethan gave a faint smile. "Neither are you. Do you regret what you did?" Argus asked. He paused. "No. But sometimes. I wonder what kind of world we built. Strong, but cold." Before Argus could reply, alarms echoed through the ship. Red lights flashed. Sarah's voice came through the intercom, "Ethan, get to the bridge. You need to see this." He ran through the corridors, reaching the command deck. On the holographic screen, massive readings appeared: energy spikes near the edge of the solar system. A young officer shouted, "Multiple contacts emerging from hyperspace. Size unknown." The camera feed adjusted and then everyone went silent. A fleet of colossal alien ships appeared near Saturn. They were unlike anything seen before: black, jagged, alive. Energy pulsed through them like veins of fire. Sarah whispered, "Dear God." Argus spoke inside Ethan's mind. "Signature confirmed. They are not Zereth. These are the Masters." Within minutes, the alien ships began transmitting a signal. It wasn't a message of peace. A deep, echoing voice filled every channel, every speaker, every human radio. "You stole our creations. You took what was never yours. Humanity must kneel or burn." Ethan's eyes narrowed. "Not this time." He turned to the crew. "Alert all colonies. Prepare defense positions. Activate the Terran fleet." Sarah nodded. "All ships ready, Commander." Argus' voice boomed through the bridge speakers. "Shall I engage full Phoenix protocol?" Ethan took a deep breath. "No. Not yet. Let's show them what humanity has become." Moments later, the Terran fleet moved into formation. Hundreds of ships human-built, powered by alien energy, rose from Earth and its colonies. Their engines glowed blue, reflecting off the stars. The largest of them, ETS Phoenix, took the lead. Sarah looked at Ethan. "It feels different this time. We're not fighting to survive." Ethan nodded. "We're fighting to protect what we built." The alien ships began to move closer. Their dark hulls absorbed light, their weapons glowing like red suns. Ethan gave the command. "Open fire." Space erupted in light. Human ships launched beams, missiles, and plasma bursts. Alien ships answered with their own storm of red energy. Explosions filled the void. Whole planets trembled under the shock waves. For every human ship destroyed, two more appeared. The battle spread across the stars, the first great war of the new galactic age. In the middle of chaos, Argus spoke again. Commander Cole, I can tap into the enemy network. I can end this. Ethan's eyes glowed brighter. Do it. Warning, Argus replied. Merging may erase your consciousness. He smiled faintly. If that's what it takes, do it. Sarah turned to him in shock. Ethan, no. You'll die. He looked at her one last time. Tell them, to remember who we were. Then he placed his hand on the console. Energy surged through him and into the ship. His body turned white with light as Argus fused completely with his mind. Across the galaxy, the alien ships froze mid-attack. Every screen on every human ship flickered and then the enemy fleet began to collapse. Their energy cores overloaded, their hulls crumbling into dust. The stars fell silent again. Sarah stood on the bridge, watching the light fade. Ethan was gone. The console was cold. Tears filled her eyes. He did it again, he saved us all. Argus' voice echoed one last time through the ship, softer now, more human. Not gone, just everywhere. She looked out the window. The stars shimmered almost like they were whispering back. Months later, peace returned once more. The galaxy had changed forever. The Terran Empire now stood as a symbol of strength and unity. A statue of Ethan Cole was built in the center of New Washington, a man who became more than human, who changed the destiny of the stars. Sarah, now a general, stood before it and whispered, "You didn't just save us, you made us believe." She looked up at the night sky, filled with new constellations and glowing ships. Humanity had finally taken its place among the stars. A new age had begun. They came to conquer Earth. But in trying to destroy us, they created something far greater. The humans rose, stronger than ever, and the galaxy would never be the same again. This was not the end of the story, it was the birth of a new empire, the Empire of Man.